Good afternoon. I would like first to thank you the immense opportunity to participate in this wonderful meeting. I would like you to present the Onco Fellowship, an app targeted to adolescents with cancer. Okay, now it's going. As it has been mentioned in all the sessions, we are mainly and basically social animals. Sometimes some of us more animals than social, but this is another discussion. So we, as technical people, we are not doctors, we are not nurses, unfortunately, we are just main technical people. The question is, how can we help? Our idea is, with the new technologies, the mobile applications, we can offer adolescents the strength of the community, the power of the fellowship. How? With a mobile application that tries to gather information, feelings, emotion, tips and tricks to create a community for them where they feel safe, where they feel a person again. We are 3 people in the team currently. It's an international team. We were based originally in the Netherlands, 2 Spanish girls, 1 German. Now we have scattered all over Europe. I'm in UK, Maria Jose is in Holland. And it has been a long journey. We began with initial idea for targeted to children. Then we began to speak with associations. Probably you have heard of me talking by phone and with Maria Jose, until we came with Rosalia, and she's the guilty one that we are focusing adolescents because she convinced us of your particular necessities that they are not being addressed properly currently. What we would like to be our next steps in this journey is first to have a conversation with you, because we as engineers, we can devise any wonderful system, but at the end it's your system. It's you that knows where it pains, what you need, what you want. We would like to define what is the functionality that you would like, what are the topics you would like to address, if you would like to have, let's say, professional topic support from psychologists or whatever, if you want a close community for only you or also with other professionals, and finally, finance, how to finance this. These are some screenshots that we have made a little mock-up that unfortunately my daughters lost in a bus to Portugal. The idea is just an initial welcome page with some tips. This is something that we have thought, but of course this is, again, your call. About, for example, how to address when you are scared, when you have pain, how I dress myself, how I prepare to a party, then that you could receive this information, that you can send this information so you also collaborate with other people that is suffering the same challenges as you are, that you can configure to who you want to talk, to who you want to send, and finally, a kind of emotional diary where you can track what is your emotional status. And of course, the graphic, because we couldn't have a presentation here without a graphic. So for us, our conclusion is that you really deserve to enjoy life, that we should try to do this because we think that is good for you. But now it's not my turn to talk, it's your turn, because you at the end would be the users of this application. What are your questions? What would you like to see? What would you would not like to see? What are the ideas you would like to explore?
Thank you very much. I think it's a really good idea and we are going to support it. But imagine an APP for all Europe with all the cancer patients contact all with all. So I think it would be nice for the ENCCA maybe.
Thank you very much, and yes, a fantastic idea. In Leeds, we've recently developed an app with our young people, and we had several focus groups with them to say, what do you want in an app? And what they wanted in their app was information about them and about what their blood counts were, contacts, people they could contact, frequently asked questions, and things like that. And because young people are very mobile, you know, they go to university or they go to festivals when you advise them not to and do things like that, that it is really good that they've got their own phone with their own information on it. So that's what the young people wanted. Personally, I think it would be good if we could find out how they're feeling at the time. But then what would we do with that information? That would need some massive infrastructure, I think. You know, if somebody's feeling is in pain and are very sad, then who does that information go to? And then how do we respond to that? I think it's a fantastic idea, but I think it takes a lot of thought and an awful lot of money. But I think if it's going to happen, particularly, then we need to completely and utterly involve the young people in telling us what they want and what they want it to look like.
I quite agree, Alvaro, to everybody else. There is some work in related areas. It preceded the extremely widespread work on mobile phone apps, really. And it consisted of giving young people a device, almost like an early tablet, really, an early tablet machine that they could have at home, that they could record their feelings, their symptoms, their medications. It was able to provide them with information, of the technical information, which it was interesting that they wanted, about what the progress was in their blood results, what the progress was in various aspects of things. It was even able to give them support to understand that information. So if you pressed the button next to a blood result, it gave you some information, what that meant and what you might want to do with that, for example. The challenge is the one that Sue raised with that scheme, which was if somebody, with our encouragement, with our support, was to press a button to say they were in a very terrible situation, then we have to react, we have to do something with that information. And so it had to be linked to the pages of the nurses in the hospital. So it had to be linked to the pages of the nurses in the hospital so that they knew that this had happened. And that was then very complex. And so I think I would encourage everybody who's thinking in this area, including yourself, to think about where the information goes once it's been recorded.
Think on ideas or something. But just to encourage you that if you have any idea, anything, please contact us. No? Don't contact us? Okay, no. Okay, we would leave our Gmail for contacting, okay? Currently, I'm based in UK, so I would also try to contact people in UK, because prior in the Netherlands, I couldn't speak the language. So, yeah, that's the address. Okay, so thank you very much.